Hey guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. We've got a bit of a different review today. I'm going to do an unboxing of this beer flight set that my mum got me for Christmas, and I'm going to do a taste test of 4 different beers which we've got coming in. At the first one I'll try is the Plan B, coming in at 3.5% by 7th Day Brewery. And then we will go into the Acacia Endless Haze, working up the ABV. Then we'll go to the Lager, which is 4.5 by Bridge Road Brewers, and then into the Stone and Wood, which is 5.4. Sorry. So I'll open up the box, and it'll be a quicker sort of review of the beers. It obviously won't be a quick video, so stay tuned. Hopefully you guys can sit through and endure a long video, especially if I can't get this little tab to play with me. So I'm just trying to be careful because there it is. So that's the flight set, or is it a giant knuckle duster? So it comes in 2 parts, which I'm assuming this goes as the chalkboard part, slots in there. Let's go that way, I think. Yep, that sits in snug there. Giant knuckle duster. Far out. So I've got some chalk there, which I think's got a cable tie around it, but we should be alright there. And then the 4 glasses. So these glasses are, I had it here somewhere, 250ml glasses. So that's what they look like. I'm not gonna worry about washing them. If there is a bit of a funny taste, I'll just keep that in mind with the tasting. So I'll quickly get these out for you. Get the thing set up. Got a little silica gel thing in there. Bang, that's out. Just going to move that away. So I'm just going to bring that up for you. And that's what it looks like. So there's probably no easy way to do this, and I'm not going to worry about the chalk. I'm just going to... So I just paused it then and got this happening. I'm a little bit wedged in here, but we're just going to make do. So I'm going to get the 7th Day Brewery Plan B mid-strength into this glass. So the flight set's it's pretty much null and void in terms of doing this review on the couch with this breakfast board on my legs in a position where it's really just rocky. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this without... So the next one is Endless Haze, Hazy Pale Ale by Acacia. Oop. Bit of a spill there. This is turning into an absolute debacle. and I don't really have any time to be cleaning that up, so we'll get the Bridge Road Brewery outside the lager in the next one. This is such a bad idea where I've got this situated, guys. It's literally just hanging by a thread on my knee that if I move it any which way, I'm going to lose all the beer all over in front of me. I didn't really think this one out. And then we'll get into the Jasper by Stone and Wood. Some of these cans are pretty bowed, so I reckon this one might explode on me as well. No, that one was fine. So this one's a red ale. So we've got the 7th Day Plan B, mid-strength. Then we've got the Hazy, the Endless Haze, Hazy Pale Ale by Acacia. Just topping these ones back up, guys, because the head's dissipated now. Then we've got the Outsider Lager in this one. And then we've got the Jasper Ale in here. So I haven't read anything on here. I'm just going to read the ABV 3.5%, which I think I said, and I will let you know my thoughts. So this is 7th Day Brewery Plan B mid-strength. It's quite nice. Got quite a good malt and hop character for a mid-strength beer. Good levels of carbonation, like there's streaming bubbles up this side of the glass. It's quite nice. I won't really review these as a number. I'll just review them in best to worst. Or maybe I will review them on a number, because you don't want the worst one to be still good and I'm making it sound worse than what it is. So this is the Acacia Hazy Pale Ale. It's very hazy, as you can see there. So this is 4.2%, I do believe. I think my palate's just adjusting from the Plan B. Subtle undertones of passion fruit, mango, orange. It's quite nice, easy to drink. Now, before I continue on to the Outsider Lager, I just want to say, not so much the set in terms of like the flight part. I don't think I'm going to know how this actually is. I'm only going to know how good this is if you're sitting at a proper table. But I'm going to talk about the glasses. The glasses are really nice to drink out of. As you can see there, they sort of come out and then they come back in. And so that sits nicely in your mouth as you're taking a sip. So they're very nice glasses to drink out of. So we'll move on to the outside of lager now. As you can see, it's quite a very lager looking colour there. The massive amounts of carbonation bubbles going really quickly up the glass. This is 4.5, I do believe. I'm just going to try to confirm that. Yep, in a 330ml can. So that's the outside of lager. It's very citrusy. Like subtle bitterness. Very citrusy, but like bits of rind from like lemon and lime. It's good. It's good. Just trying to like pump out my quick thoughts, and it's very hard to do. So here's the Jasper. Nice looking red ale there. That head is still sticking around. I'm not too sure if you can see it from this far away, but there's still a nice level of creaminess to the head. So this one's 5.4 in a 375ml can. Cheers. This one's completely different to all the other ones. You got your darker roasted malts. I'm fairly sure this would probably have roasted malts in it. Sort of like caramel, but like not sweet caramel, but it's more like a burnt caramel, roasty toasty stuff going on there with this beer. So what are we on? Like 11 minutes, I think, or 13 minutes. I'll quickly read off the back here of each can. An easy drinking mid-strength beer that tastes like a full strength. It has a crisp body supported with plenty of blueberry, citrus, and spicy notes to finish. I'm gonna have to like, I know I'm cross-contaminating here, but blueberry. Yeah, on the back palate. Really good stuff, Seventh Day. I've never even heard of your brewery. Thirst for Excellence. Where are you guys based? Brookvale, Howes Road, Brookvale, Sydney, New South Wales. That is a cracking mid-strength. I know I've said it before on other reviews, but I remember back in the day where I had no understanding of craft beer. I didn't really know of any craft beer. You just got your stock standard, and like your mid-strength beers were just like your mid-strengths of like the generic beers that you used to drink at the pub. And you either had light beers or mid-strength of those particular ones, and they were just like watered down piss, basically. But this has got something about it. It's got something about it. I'm not going to I've decided right on the fly. I'm not going to review them which one I like like the most because they're four entirely different drinks. But I'm going to rate them number-wise. So, rating-wise. So, I'm probably going to give this an 8, which is very good for a mid-strength. You should be really happy with that, guys. And I'm going to top that up because I definitely will probably drink that after the camera shut off. That's really good. Happy with that, guys. So, the Acacia project. Let your tongue hang 10 on the cresting flavour wave of this sun-kissed hazy pale ale, brimming with peach, mango, passion fruit. I said mango, passion fruit, and pineapple notes. It's a lighter style, cloudy beer with a full, satisfying finish with utterly sessionable and infinitely enjoyable. acaciabrewing.com.au at Acacia Brew, which would be their Instagram, I'm fairly sure. Got the independent logo, certified independent logo. It's 1.2 standard drinks, like I said, 4.2% ABV. Pineapple on the back end and peach on the back end. So those were the two ones I didn't get on that. So, moving back along to Bridge Road Brewers. Outsider Lager is locally inspired take on the most classic of styles. It's brewed with the finest Australian grown ingredients sourced from producers we can call friends. We embrace the art of lager pioneers to create this balanced and supremely drinkable beer. I was a bit unsure about this one, so I'll go back. Oh, I didn't rate this. I'd also probably give this an 8. Two different beers, but they're going to get the same rating for different reasons. Let's go back on this one. Okay, so I'm going to look past something here. These cans didn't stay in the fridge long because I took them out and put them in the fridge like a little while before I started this video. This would actually be really good cold, like icy cold. So I'm trying to remove how it's tasting where it's probably not at its where it should be with in terms of how it should be drunk all the time. I'm probably going to give this a 7.5. I'd happily drink this on a summer's day for sure. And so the Jasper Ale, how long have we been going for? 18 minutes. I was expecting maybe a 25-minute video, so I've done well here so far, unless I go on a massive rant, which sometimes I do, i.e. the second Domino's video. Our hoppy red ale honours the hinterland village known as Jasper. It's not named after Jasper off The Simpsons. Inspired by the Northern River's rich red volcanic soil, this beer has generous additions of Galaxy, Enigma, and Mosaic hops, erupting in bright fruity flavours and aromas, medium-bodied with caramel, toffee notes. Bang. Got that part. Fruity flavours. I'm just going to have to go back in for that fruity flavours comment. I'm just trying to work out what fruity flavours. It's hard because two of these beers, other than this one, which is just citrus, two of these beers have got fruit, so it's hard to work out what's going on with my palate when I've sort of already got stuff lingering on the palate from other beers that I've had. I'm not really getting any fruit aromas other than just that really nice roasty, toasty caramel toffee notes. I'm sure if I did this one separate, like in a standalone review, and smelling it, doing my normal stuff that I do, I'd probably be able to get those fruit elements, but I'm just not picking them up, and that's not Stone and Wood's fault at all. At all. I think it's just from the circumstance of this review, that's all. I'm going to give this an 8. So we've got 8, 7.5, and 8. And I reviewed this as 7.5 of what I think it would probably be like cold. Like icy cold, like in the fridge for like a whole day. Icy cold, getting home from a hot day, cracking it open. Probably rate it at 7.5. And guys, check out my first review from these guys, Bridge Road Brewers. I reviewed their Celtic Ale, and that's what started this whole channel. Obviously, I had some challenge videos before that, but in terms of the craft beer start was Bridge Road Brewers. So I absolutely love these guys from that aspect. That yeah, I remember buying them, and I'm just like, why don't I just start doing reviews? You know, I've done videos before on YouTube. I sort of roughly know what I'm doing in terms of like doing a video. I sort of have a bit of an understanding in terms of flavor profiles of beers and stuff from when I used to go to Oscars in Belgrave, which obviously owner there now owns Hard Road Brewing. And yeah, I just decided I'd give it a crack, and you know, obviously it's now been more than a year of doing this stuff, and I quite enjoy doing it. So yeah, I love the fact that Bridge Road Brewers started off my journey. So, and that got a high rating. I'm fairly sure. I think that got a high rating. I can't remember. I'm going to have to watch it now after I finish here, because I probably want to know what I reviewed it. But that was a pretty average review in terms of how I performed in it. I was a little bit nervous. I was a little bit anxious. I was tripping over my words. I wasn't committal on a lot of things. And I'd actually like to review that again, more so, to have it a more clean review. But it happens. It happens. Like, if any of you guys are watching this, you know, in 2048, and you're just starting a YouTube channel, or you're wanting to, don't let the fact that you might stuff up early on stop you from actually doing it. I know I do stuff in one take, and look, I wasn't overly happy with how I performed after the fact I did the review, but I still uploaded it anyway because I wasn't going to redo the review. And you just got to back yourself sometimes. So just before I finish, if I had to choose out of the 3 that I rated 8 of like which one I would like rather drink, it would probably be this. But what I like about the mid strength is that it's 3.5. You could take a couple of heavies to a birthday or gathering or whatever, and then you could finish the festivities with a couple of mids, or vice versa. You could start with a couple of mids and then finish with a couple of heavies. And in like a 5, 6, 7 hour period, you'd be right to drive again, which is very handy because there's nothing worse than like you actually wanting to let your hair down from either work stresses or whatever. And it's not that you're using alcohol as a vice, but it's more of the case of that, you know, you haven't caught up with people and you want to just sit and enjoy and have a drink with people. Where you don't allow yourself to like fully let your hair down because either you're the driver, or you don't want to get extremely intoxicated, so you just decide not to drink altogether. So the fact that this is rated highly of that, like let's just say I didn't know the alcohol content, it would still be getting an 8 out of 10, and that's fantastic from those guys. I don't know any of their other beers, but I'd actually like to review some of their other beers, because if you're producing that as your mid, then I can only imagine what the rest of your beers would be like. Obviously from Acacia, I've done a couple of reviews of Acacia before. I've done their double IPA. I've done their normal IPA. I absolutely love them as a brand. I love them as a brewery. They do a fantastic job brewing beers. And as you can see, I've sat on this one the most, where I'm like continuing to come back to drink it. It's really nice. I really, really like this. I really, really like this beer from Stone & Wood. And Stone & Wood Pacific Ale was probably my first regular go-to craft beer that I'd drink all the time at pubs, or if I was going out and I wanted to drink craft beer. Stone & Wood Pacific Ale was like my go-to favorite drink. They do Cloudcatcher. That's fantastic. Their lager is actually really, really good. I don't mind their lager. I think it's called Coastal Lager. I think I had it a few times on tap, going to watch the BBL at the Network Bar. Is it called Network Bar? Fairly sure it's called the Network Bar. It's Southern Cross. If anyone knows, please comment. I'm fairly sure it is a Network Bar. Yeah, I had a couple of times there before we would go and watch the Renegades. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, but I'm going to also review the flight set. Can't really review the knuckle duster, just from a perspective that, as you can see, I'm sitting on the couch with this breakfast board, sort of just without, like, it's just ready to cause damage. But if this was on a table or at a pub, it would be fairly good in terms of you could write it down of what you're drinking, or wherever you're buying it from, like at a pub or a brewery, they'd write it down for you, so you knew what you were drinking and in what order you were drinking. And shout out to Simon from Real Ale. Excuse me. It's got a burp. Real Ale craft beer. I watched his review recently of where he did a few pound stores, like a pound store review of like really cheap beer. And obviously he's done lots of beer judging, and he talks about how you should when you're reviewing beer, you should be going from your lowest ABV to your highest ABV, and that's what I did. That's exactly what I did here. I did that, and I think that's exactly how it should have been done, because I think if I had have had this at the start, I think I wouldn't have really enjoyed any of these, just from a standpoint that I was drinking a heavier drink, which probably would have, I wouldn't say tampered, but it would have probably changed the way I actually tasted these ones. And finishing on this was probably the way to go. So the glasses, I probably rate a 9. They're really easy to drink out of. They're actually really enjoyable to drink out of. Just the way they feel in the hand. Obviously, they're a small glass, but the way they fit in the hand and the way they sort of sit on your lip, they're actually quite comfortable and easy to drink out of. So I probably rate the whole flight board an 8 as well. I could rate it higher just from an experience standpoint. I probably rate the glasses a 9 like a 9 out of 10 separately to this, and because I don't know exactly what this would be like from a different experience, it sort of just brings that 9 down to an 8. But anyway, I'll let you guys go, and this is going to be hard to switch off the camera without having this go everywhere. Oh, I did that well. Catch you on the next, guys.